We are done with so many features of our Instagram app. We deal with the post feature, we also deal with the comments, and finally we deal with the reply. And on top of that, we create the users in our Instagram app. And now one of the most interesting thing or feature in many famous apps is searching for something in the app. Every app has its own strategy of searching, but in our Instagram app, we will search for our users in the search tab. And here in the search tab, we will load all the posts of the users. So you can also check the post from here by clicking it, and this will take you to the single detail post page. For now, it's not working, but will start working when the code goes through it. And we are also going to implement the feature that if we click here on the user profile, this will navigate us to the user profile page from where we can follow or unfollow the users. And this follow unfollow features will be implemented in the next video. And we are also going to get all the posts of the specific user, like now when I am the authenticated user, so I will load all my posts in here. And also if we go to this user profile page, there will be all the posts of that specific user. So that's what we are going to do in this video. But before going and doing all this stuff in this app, first let's fix some small bugs of the app. So if you notice in the app, that's the post of some other user whose name is AAA, and I am able to delete or update his post, but it's not the way to do this. I will not be allowed to interact with some other user post or comments or replies. So to fix this, we have to go to the single postcard widget. The single postcard widget is located in the home directory. We have the single postcard widget. We will go to this, and here, go at the top, not in here, but we are already on the top. We have this row of user profile URL and username, and also we have these three dots. So we will only show these three dots whenever the current user is the owner of this post. So now I am not owner of this post, and these three dots are still showing, and I can interact with this just like this. So I will show this only when there is the user who is the owner of that post. So on base of that, I will check the condition in here. I will set simply that if widget dot post dot creator UID was equal to the current user ID. So we will do widget dot, not widget, but we have already the current UID. We are checking here if the post creator UID, who is the owner of this post, if the UID, if that UID was equal to the current UID who is authenticated user, so only we will display or show this gesture detector or these three dots to interact with this post. Otherwise we will show nothing. This will be a simple container with the width of 0, and also the height will be 0. So now when I press Ctrl S and how to load the application, open this up, and the three dots has gone. You can see now that's not my post. I cannot interact with this post. So now the scenario is the same for the comment and the reply. So what I will do, these are my comments and replies, so it's a BBS, I can interact with these. But let's sign up another user and try these replies and comments on that user to delete or update it. So we will go back and go to the profile page, click this, log out, go to the sign up page, select the photo for the user, and let's select this brain, and let's go for the John Doe, and his ID will be john@gmail.com, and the password will be from 1 to 6 because that's very easy to remember for putting the dummy password. And his bio will be Android developer, and click the sign up to sign up that user. So it's loading, and the user is authenticated to the application. Now go to the profile page, and we got the user profile and the username, the bio. So now go to the home page and go to the comments page, and you can see when I click this, it still appears to delete or update the comment of that Steve. So it will not be like this. So we will again check the condition also in the single comment widget and also in the single reply widget. So we will go for the first single comment widget, and where is that on long press located? Here. So here we will do we have the current UID? Yes, there it is. So we will check the condition in here. We will do if widget dot the comment dot creator UID, who is the owner of that comment, that ID was equal to current UID only, then we will call the widget on long press listener, otherwise this will be null. As simple as that. So also copy this and go for single reply widget. Here paste it in here and only change this widget dot comment to widget dot reply. As simple as that. Now again Ctrl S to hot reload and open up your emulator. Now I am the other user. When I hold or long press this, nothing will happen. You can see nothing is happening even I am holding or long pressing this comment or reply. So when I go back and go to the profile page and sign out this user, now let's authenticate our Steve. That was Steve. So steve12@gmail.com, and we have the password of from 1 to 6 because we remember that sign in. To sign into the application, we got the sign in user of Steve Wozniak and he is Android dev, and go to the comment page. Now when I hold or long press this, you can see now this appears to update or delete the comment or the reply. Now the condition is true for the single comment widget, like the creator UID is equal to the current UID. So now I am able to long press this, and you have seen in the previous authenticated user, that was the John Doe, I was unable to long press this to interact with this comment of that user. So that's good. We have fixed these bugs. And now if you notice one more bug in here, go to the comment page, and when I click this view replies, it's saying no replies still even if there is reply. That is because here in the single comment widget we are doing on that view replies, we are checking if the replies were 0, so we will do no replies. We will show the toast no replies, otherwise call the Cubit. But so far we are not interacting with these total replies. Like when we create a comment, we are not updating these total replies. So now if you look at in the remote data source implementation, we have this create comment, and we have these total replies of that comment. So now when the reply is created, we have to increment the total replies of the comment. So we have to go for the create reply. There it is. When this reply is created, we have to do one thing, that will be dot then open the body, and the scenario will be the same as we are doing for the comment there. For the creating comment, we will copy this from here and go for the create reply. Here we will paste this, and we are not going to update the total comments on the create reply, but we will access to the post on the reply dot post id, and then again the other collection, that will be the collection Firebase const.comment. We got the comment collection on the document reply.comment id. So we got the specific comment on which we are replying. So we will change this name to the comment collection, just because we are updating the comment collection. we get this, and in the value we are checking this value is simply a document snapshot. We are checking if the document snapshot exists, so we will simply update the total replies of that comment by 1, or we will increment it by 1, and the scenario will be the same when we delete the reply. So let's copy this also and go for the delete reply when the reply is deleted. So in the then method we will paste this and simply decrement the reply total replies by 1. So that's it. Now what we have done in here, when the reply is created, so we will increment the total replies of the comment by 1, and when it is deleted, so we will decrement it by 1. So now again, how to start the application to save the changes. So now open up the emulator and go to in here. We have this reply. So when we delete this, so the method will be called and this will be decremented by 1 and it will become to -1 or the negative value. So first we have to delete this reply from the Firestore. We go to the post, we go to the comment, we go to this comment. In this we got this reply, so we will delete this reply document from here. So that's it. Now let's open this and try to reply this comment or this reply. So we will do bad, let's say, and post this, and you can see the total replies are incremented by 1. Now when we click this view replies, so nothing will happen, and this post has no replies. When you click this, now it is saying no replies. So we also have fixed this bug. And next we have to do one more thing, is when we create the post, we also want to increment this total post of the user. So what we will do in the Android Studio, in here when the post is created, so we will Ctrl F to search for the post or the create post. So in the set method we will do then and paste this, and we are going to have now the user collection on the Firebase users, because we are going to access the users on the post dot creator UID. We will update this. So let's do it like this and change this name, and this value is document snapshot. So we got the user document on the creator UID. We will update the user profile and also change this. So we have to change to the user collection, not the post. So we got the user on the creator UID, means the owner of that post who is creating the post. So after the post is created, we will do to update the total posts of that user. So if you look at in the browser, go for the users, and in the specific user we have this total post. So we are simply updating this field of the user. So when the post is created, on the creator UID who is creating the post, on that ID we will update the user, and the total post will be incremented by 1. Whenever a user comes and upload a post, so his total post which we have in here, the post will be incremented by 1, and anytime if user delete the post, we will do its opposite to delete or to decrement the total post by 1. And here in the then method we will do just like this and simply decrement this. Ctrl S to hot reload and try to upload one post in here. We are going to select this and we will say some photography, and let's say this, and upload this post, and it will take a while and it's uploaded in the home page. So we got this post right here, and when we go to the profile page, you can see the posts are 1, and this is incremented by 1. So now you can see this is not my post, so there is not the 3 dots to interact with this post, and now this is my post, so I can interact with this. So when I delete this post and when I go to the user profile, and the posts are 0. So that's how this works. So that was it. Now go to the search page. It is located in here. So what we are going to do in here to load all the posts of the users. So in here, in this grid view, first we will wrap this grid view with the BLoC builder and format the code and select this subject. Hold Alt-J to select the corresponding one, and this will be post, and change this to post Cubit and import this post Cubit, and also import the BLoC Flutter BLoC and change the stat name to post stat, and inside this, in the body, check if the post stat is post loaded. So return this grid view, and otherwise if it was not true, simply return center child circular progress indicator. And now in the body of this loaded, we will do final posts equal to post stat dot posts, and now in the item count we will do posts dot length, and in the container, in the return widget of the grid view, here we will return nothing but the child of profile widget, and in the image URL we will pass the posts on index dot post image URL. So when we hot restart the application, this will not work just because we are using the post Cubit and we have not provided yet. So we will create the main widget for the search main widget, and then we will transfer all the data of this page to the search main widget and simply change its name to search main widget. And now in the search page, delete everything, make it stateless widget. This will be search page, and also import the flutter material dot and simply return the search main widget and import this. And after this, wrap the search main widget with the BLoC provider and also import these both. Import first the injection container just because we are going to provide it using this as DI, and import the Flutter BLoC. Remove the subject block from here, use a DI service locator and simply use the post Cubit to provide it. Copy it from here and also pass it as a type of the BLoC provider. So now we have the context of post Cubit in the search main widget. So now we will be able to load this post. So we will hot restart the application to see the changes. Now open up the emulator and go to the search page, and this is showing us the circular progress indicator. That's because we have to call the method of get the post. So in the init stat of search main widget, what we will do in here, we will do BLoC provider dot of context, as we have the post Cubit in the context. So we will use the post Cubit dot get post, and it required the post entity and no parameters are required in here. So we'll do empty just like this. Now again hot restart the application to see the changes. So after some time, open up your emulator and go to the search page, and you can see we got the single post image in here, which is not clickable for now, and we are going to do it in a while. So first of all, let's wrap this container with the widget. That will be our widget of gesture detector, and when this taps, so we will send user to the detailed post detail page. So on tap and open the body. Here we will use navigator to go to the next page, and that will be our post detail page. So we don't have the post detail page yet, so let's create it. Close this comment tab from here and also this widget. So in the post we will create the post detail page, and here we will also load the single post on the unique ID on which we have navigated to the post detail page. So there will be the need of single post Cubit. So in the post detail page there will be a simple stateless widget post detail page, and also import the Flutter material, and in the container this is going to return the post detail main widget, and we have not created yet, so let's create it in the widgets. We are going to have the post detail main widget. In this we are going to have a stateless widget for now, post detail main widget, and also import this. In the post detail page, let's also import this widget and provide BLoC provider, and the same import injection container as di, and also import the BLoC provider, and simply do di as service locator and provide the get single post Cubit, just because we are going to use it in a while to load the single post, and also pass it as a type in here. So we got the single post Cubit in the context. So in the single post detail main widget, what we are going to do, so we need the structure of the single post which we have in the home page in here. So in the single post card widget we will copy this padding from here and go to the single main widget, single or post detail main widget, and paste this on the container. So there are some errors. We need the profile widget, we have to import the constants, and then we have to wrap this column with the, or here we have to wrap this with the widget that will be our scaffold, and scaffold does not have any child but the body. And now we are going to wrap this padding with the BLoC builder and format the code, and these subjects will be get single post, and the stat will be the same, only this will be Cubit. And now let's import this Cubit and also the BLoC provider and change the stat name to get single post or stat. Here we will check if the get single post is get single post loaded, so we will simply return our padding widget. Otherwise, in the else condition, not in the else but directly, we will return the center child circular progress indicator, and in the loaded stat we will do final single post equals to get single post stat dot post. So we got the single post. Now using the single post we will get the data like this, but we will not get the data on the widget, so that will be like this, and replace this widget dot post on the single post. And for this condition we have to do like this, and the current UID we will use the DISL to load the current user ID, and the bottom model sheet, okay, let's only pass here the single post, and also the like post set stat. For stat we have to convert the stat list to stateful widget, and also is like animating is not in here. Also import the like widget from here, and the like post method is not in here, so also replace this with the single post. And here we also need this to go to the comment page from the single, and also import the Flutter icons, and also the total likes will comes from the single post, and also this will be single post, and here the total comments will also come from that single post. For that format import the intel package, and this time will also come from single post, and here the ID will also be from the single post. So now also import the app entity from here, and also the current ID will come from in the single post card widget. We will copy this init stat with this ID, and also this is like animating because there is the need of it, so we will go to the post detail page, and simply on top of this in here we will paste this right here, and also import the use case in here, and finally import the injection container as di. And now the only 4 errors are remaining, that is like the post, and also we have to change this with the single post. So now only 3 errors are remaining, that is like the post, so we have to copy the single post card widget. We have to do to copy these 2 methods from here and paste them in here, and also import this post Cubit, and also this. So now there is the need of post ID. So on the post ID we will get this post, so this post ID will be like this. So from the constructor we will accept this post ID while navigating to this final string post ID and pass it in the constructor, and while navigating to this post detail main widget or the post page, from the search page we have all the posts in here. So while going to the post detail page we will do navigator dot push named, and this will be context page const dot post detail page, and its arguments will be posts on index dot post ID, and that's it. Now we have to create this in the page const, so this will be just like this, and in the injection, or not in the injection but the on generate route, we will copy some route from here which will be this comment page and paste it in here, and here we will check first, change this to page to post detail page, and this will be if the arguments was string, simply go to the post detail page. Now import this post detail, and their post ID will be the arguments. So the post detail page don't have the post ID, so we will go and pass the final string post ID and pass it in the constructor, and this also require the post ID, pass it in here. So that was it. In the on generate route it's fixed. Now in the post detail widget we will use this post ID, embed it from there. So the post ID will be widget dot directly the post ID to delete or like the post. And now one remaining thing is from the single post card widget we will copy this open bottom model sheet, and the post detail main widget we will paste it in here. So now we are done with our post detail main widget. So that was it. Now again, how to start the application. We got all the data in place to see the changes in the app. So go to the search and click this, and this is saying the white screen and the circular progress indicator. That's because we know that we have not called the get method. So first of all, let me explain what we have done in here. While navigating from the search main widget to the post detail page, in the post detail page we simply return the post detail main widget and provide the get single user Cubit, get single post Cubit, just because we need the single post in place in the post detail page. And there is also the need of the post ID to load this post, so we pass this also in here, and we got this post ID from the search main widget while navigating to the post. So on the specific post index on which we are navigating to that post, so we got that post ID in the arguments, and simply we are using it in here. And we got also this ID in the post detail main widget, and we do our work in here, and here we are simply loading the single post, and we are accessing the data from here, from this, and we simply copy the is like animating and all of these methods from the already implemented page, which is single post card widget. And here if you look at, we are using the post Cubit, but we have not provided yet, so this will cause problems when these methods are called. It will say the context do not have these, so we also have to provide while navigating to this. So in the post detail page we will make this BLoC provider to multi-block provider, and simply copy this and paste it right here, and simply change this to post Cubit, and also pass it as a type of the BLoC provider. So that was it. Now we have the post Cubit also in the context, and one thing for which we have come in here in the init stat, we will do BLoC provider dot of context and get single post Cubit. We will call the get single post, and the ID we will pass widget dot post ID. That's it. Now one thing in here we have to do is to change the color of the scaffold. Background color will be background color, which is already in the constant. So now again, how to start the application to see the changes. Now again, open up the emulator, go to the search page, and when I click this, so I am here in the single post page. When I can like it, I can unlike it, I can like this, and I can unlike on that. I can go to the comment page also from here. But one more thing here we can also go for the comment on this, so you can see everything works the same as we had for the single post car widget. But one thing in here is we can't go back, so for that we have to have the app bar, and the app bar title will be simple text, which will be post detail, and then the background color will also be the same, background color. Now Ctrl S to hot reload, open this, and we got this back button and the post detail and the post in place. So go back, and that was it. You can see we can navigate to the post. So let's upload one more post in here. Let's say this and loneliness and upload this. It will take a while, and this is uploaded. We got this in our home page, and in the search page we also got this. So when we click this, we navigate to this detail page, and you can see this is my post, so I am able to interact with this. So that was it. Go to the comment. There are no comments right now, and I can like it, I can unlike it. So that was it for the post detail page. And now one more thing is here we have to do to go to the single user profile page. For that we have to create another profile page. In the profiles we have to create the single user profile page, and we will copy all the data from the profile page and paste it in here, and everything will be the same, only this will be single user profile page. And also change the name of this constructor, and this is going to accept the string, and this will be other user ID, means we are navigating to the other user profile page, so we need the other user ID. And also change this in the parameter, everything or every error will be fixed in a while. So from where we will navigate to the single user profile page, that will be the place of single user or single postcard widget, and open this padding, and we have this username and this user profile URL. So we have to navigate to the single user profile page when we click this row. So we will wrap this row with the widget of gesture detector, and when this on taps and open the body, we will do navigator dot push named, and the page route page const will be single user profile page. And that's it, we are going to add this constant in the page const in a while. And the arguments, we need the other user ID, means the owner of the post ID, like who created the post, we need that person's ID. So the arguments will be simply widget dot post dot creator UID, and that can also be our ID in case. So we will copy this and go to the page const and duplicate this, create this constant, and we are done with this. Now we have errors in this single profile page, so we know that what we have to do in here. In the scaffold, we will wrap this with the BLoC builder, that will be get single user, and that will be our Cubit. So we got the get single user and also the ID, so we will get this single user on the ID when we call this method. So in the stat, we will change the name of the stat will be user stat. Inside we will check if the user stat is get single user loaded. So what we will do, simply return our scaffold, and otherwise return the center child circular progress indicator. That's it. Now open this scaffold and select or get the single user, so that will be single user equal to user stat dot user, and do like this, copy this and replace this current user with the single user. In order to not do that for all, Ctrl Z to undo, hold Alt and J to select all the current user in this page, and simply now replace this with the single user. So that was it, the only one error is remaining, and that is in the bottom model sheet. So bottom model sheet will going to accept, first make this name parameter build context will be build only the context, and this will be required, and this is going to accept the user entity current user and also will be required. So copy this and paste it on that single user. So this will be fixed, and now where this bottom model sheet is called, we have to access the context will be the context, and the current user will be the single user we have gotten from the Cubit. So now we will make this stat list to stateful, and here in the init stat we will call BLoC provider dot of context on the get single user Cubit. We will call the method of get single user. The UID will be widget dot other user ID or the post owner ID on which post we are going to the single user profile page. So that will be it. And we know that we don't have these qubits in the context, so for that we have to create the main for this single user profile main widget, and that's it. Copy the content from here and paste it right here and change its name to single user profile main widget. Copy its name and in the single user profile page delete everything. Stateless widget, this will be single user profile page, and simply import the material and simply paste the single user profile main widget, and this requires the other user ID. This will be our other user ID. Final, this will going to accept the string other user ID, pass it in the constructor, and now import this like this. And now in the onGenerate route we have to create, copy this and paste it right here, change the cons to single user profile, and this is going to return single user profile page, and import this. This requires the other UID and the arguments. So we are done with this. Now in the single postcard widget we have done everything and use this not IT but the ID in the single user profile main widget. So now again, how to start the application to see the changes. But one thing we left in the single user profile, we have to provide the BLoC provider, and this will be get single user Cubit, and also this will be di from SL the get single user Cubit. So we'll import the injection container as di and also import the BLoC provider and get single user Cubit. Now again, how to start the application to see the changes. Now open up the emulator, and when we click this we go to the user profile, and that's it. We got his bio, his name, his username, his name, and his profile URL. So that was it. In some case, when he was creating the post, he didn't get the user profile URL, but there is the profile URL, you can see in here. Now we want to load the data on the user profile. In here there will be all the posts of the user. So what we will do in the profile page of the user, where we have this grid, where is that grid? There. So on that grid we will load the post Cubit. So this will be BLoC builder, and format the code. This will be select the subject, hold Alt J to select the corresponding. This will be post and Cubit. This will be post state, and also import this post Cubit. And here we will check if the post state is post loaded. So we will simply return this grid in here, and otherwise simply return the center child circular progress indicator. And in here we have to access final post equal to post state dot post. So we got all the posts, and here we will check where in all that post where the single post dot post user id, not username but UI creator UID was equal to the current user dot UID. So on that base we have to load the post, so convert it to list, and this post access the length of it, and in the container remove this color, and in the child simply do profile widget, and in the image URL pass the posts on index dot post image URL. So we know that we don't have the post Cubit in the context, so for that we have to create the profile main widget and copy this profile page data and paste it in here. So change its name to profile main widget, and in the profile page delete everything, stateless widget, that will be profile page and material import, and final this is going to accept the user entity as the current user and pass it in the constructor, and simply return the profile main widget, import this accept the current user, pass the current user in here, and also provide the BLoC provider, and also import the injection container as di, and also this will be di.sl post Cubit, and also import the Flutter BLoC. So we got the post Cubit in the context of profile page. So now we are able to use this post Cubit, so there will be all the posts of that specific user or my posts in my profile page. So that was it. We have to do here one more thing to wrap this container with the widget gesture detector, and on tap we will call the same method as we have for the search main widget. To go to the post detail page, we will go and do it just like this. So that will be it. And now how to start the application to see the changes. Now open up the emulator and go to the profile page, and there is circular progress indicator just because we forgot to call the get method. So we will make the stateful widget, and here this will give us the init stat, and in the init stat we will do BLoC provider dot of context, and in the context we will do post Cubit, and simply call the get all post, and simply pass the post entity which requires no arguments. And again, how to start the application. Open up the emulator, and we got my post in here, which we have in here. So you can see my posts are in here. When I upload one more post, let's say this, and with some this text, upload this, it's uploading, it will take a while. When this uploads, you can see it comes here and also in my profile. So I can go to this detail, and that's my post. I can iterate from here, I can like it, I can unlike it. From here I can again go to this comment page, and that's it. These are my posts, there will be all my posts in here. And now one thing is, when I go to the user profile page, I also want the user post in here. So to do that, we have to do the same thing as we had in here. So we will copy this BLoC builder, first close it, copy it, and in the single user profile page, not in here but the main widget, where is that grid? So you will close that grid and paste this profile or the BLoC builder in here. Only import this, so this will be fixed. And there is one more error, that is the current user ID. So we have the current user ID in here? No. So what we have to do, in the single postcard widget, we will copy this from here in the single user profile page, and paste it right after this. So we got two init stats, so that's not good. So let's cut this from here and paste it in this init stat, and remove this init stat from here, cut this, paste it on top of that, and import this use case, and simply import the injection container. Import injection container as di, so we are good to go. We got the current user id, and on that uid now we will check where is that error. We will do if the current creator uid was equal to current uid, simply load that user posts. So that was it for that. But do we have the post Cubit in the single user profile main widget? Let's check the single user. Now we don't have, so we will make this multi-block provider, and we also have to provide di.sl and the post Cubit, and also its type will be post Cubit. Now in the single user profile main widget, in its stat, as we are calling the block provider in here, we will do block provider dot of context of the post Cubit. We will do dot get post entity, and that's it. Now again, how to start the application, and this is reset everything, and again open up the emulator. We got the posts in here, and when I go to the user profile, I got my post in here, but that is not the way I want it. So I don't know why I got this current UID in here. We have to check the condition in here. If the creator UID was equal to widget dot post dot other UIDs, so it means we don't need the current user ID in here. So that was my mistake. Again, how to start the application, and open up the emulator. So when I go to his profile, and you can see we got only his post in here, so it means we don't need the current UID in here. We need his user ID to load his post in here. So when I click this, so from here I can also go to the single post detail page, and also from the search you can see there are my post and his post, and this is my profile page. And now one last thing is here, we have to search for the users. So to search for the users, in the search main widget, we have to wrap this body with the block builder, that will be user Cubit, and this will be user stat. We will check if the user stat is user loaded, mean load all the users, so we will return this. Otherwise we will return the center child circular progress indicator. So that was it. Now open this up. We got the user loaded stat, and now here we will do one thing, that will be this. So what we are doing in here, we create the final variable from the user stat, we access to all the user, we use the query where, and got a single user. We are checking if the user name starts with the search controller text, or if the username in the lowercase start with the search controller text with the lowercase, or again we are checking in here if the username contains the search controller text, and also if the username in lowercase contains the search controller text. Simply that will be the loaded user in that page, and that will be our filter users. And right after this in here, we will check the condition in here. We will do if the search controller is dot text is not empty, so we will return a list view dot builder, and this will be context and index, just because if the search has got the users in here, so we will show the users in the list, and this time the post down the search will not be showing, but the users will be showing. So in here we will return a container for now, let's say, and here we have also do this will be in the else. So in here what we will do, we will return a row children and put semicolon here. Inside this row we are going to have this content in place. So what is this? That's the container. Simply click rect and profile widget of the user and the username in place. So to make this user search controller works, we have to do in the init state if the search controller dot add listener and simply set the state. So that will be it. Now again, and now that was it. Again, how to start the application to see the changes. Now again, go to the emulator, go to the search, and there is the circular progress indicator. That's because we have to do in the init state, we will call the BLoC provider dot of context and pass the user Cubit in here, and also dot get users and pass the user entity just like this. And this is also not going to require any argument, only simply user entity. We don't use it in the get method. So, and also the context now don't have the user Cubit, so while navigating to the search main widget, we will make this multi-block provider. This will get di from sl, get the user Cubit, and also pass this user Cubit as a type of the block provider. So that was it. Again, how to start the application to see the changes. Open up the emulator, go to the search and type some in here. You will say AST and nothing happens. When you go back, we got the post in here. When you check the run, and it says the render flow exception, so we have to do remove this single child scroll view from here, makes this widget expanded, this list view, and also this grid view, wrap it with the widget and make it expanded. So when this were showing, this will take all the space, and if this were showing, this will take all its space. So that was it. Again, how to start the application. And now when this restarts, go to the search, and here let's search for A, and we got the users in here, but there's the range error just because in the list view, in the item count, we have to pass the filter users length. That's it. And Ctrl S to hot reload, and this will be gone. And now one thing we have to do, when we click this profile, we have to navigate, we want to navigate to their profile page. So now we will wrap this row with the widget just detector, and when this taps on tap, we will do navigator to go to the user profile page. So we have the logic of going to user profile page in the single postcard widget, and we will copy this from here and paste it in the search main widget, and that's it. It requires the creator post the ID as an argument, so that will be the ID of the filter user. So we will do filter users on index the UID. That's it, the filter user ID on which we have clicked. Now again, how to start the application, test this also. Now open up the emulator and go to in here, we have post, we can check the post. So let's search for the post, type A. On the A we have 4 users, so when I click this, I came to the user profile. Go back, I come to this profile, he don't have any post in here, and also in here, and also in here. So I can also search for the John. You can see we have John and John Doe. Go to the John Doe profile, that's his user, and this. So we can also search for user, we can go to the detail post page, and also we can go to the profile page from here, and we can like the post, we can unlike the post, and also in the detail post page we can do the same like this, unlike this, go to comment, and there are all the comments of that post, and that's it. So what we have done, we have fixed some bugs, we have incremented that, and we can go to the post detail page, you can see, and there we can also perform the same function as we are doing in the home page, and we have implemented this. We got the all post in here, we can go from here also to detail post page, and we can search for user this way, and we can go to their profile page like this, and from here we can also go to their profile page. So that was it for this video. In the next video we will implement the logic for the reply, so stay in touch, and that was it for the video. Hope this video was helpful. If so, show some love in the comment section, and also let me know if something is not clear to you. For now, goodbye, and I will see you in the next video.